And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for last night's episode of DC's Black Lightning Season 4, Episode 3. This episode was very simple, very non... how can I put this? Non-action-y, but it was very drama-esque, meaning seeing moments of Black Lightning, not only the fact that dealing with the fact that he doesn't want to be Black Lightning anymore. You know, he's so corrupt with that in his mind that he starts literally dreaming that the fact that Tobias has walked into his house and he has all the power to stop him, and Black Lightning can't do anything. Literally, he had a dream about that. That was the opening segment of this episode, where you see Black Lightning come down the stairs. He thinks dinner's ready, and he sees Tobias Wells in his living room, den, dining room, and he tells him, hey, sit down, let's talk. And then, of course, Black Lightning, Jefferson decides to just go punch. Nothing affects him. He tries to zap him as well. Nothing happens. And it just shows how the moment, literally, even though it was a dream, literally just shows how Tobias is inside Jefferson's mind, that he can't really do anything. He feels powerless. And I thought that scene was very well done. And we also got to see Jennifer. She's still dealing with the fact that, kind of like riots happen. So she's trying to use her social media, gets power to influence the town and the people of Freeland to pretty much stop with the violence. So she uses social media to try to help with that. So that was pretty interesting. We got to see Anissa get married to her girlfriend, so that was a big step in there. And of course, we got to see Lynn pretty much use more powers to, I guess, try to figure out how to use powers all at once, just like how Gravedigger did. And we also saw a cage fight. Basically, Lala is running some kind of like underground cage fighting, and you get to see people bet on it. And one of the teachers of the school that Jefferson knows, even though he gave him time off because last week's episode his son died due to gun violence, and he was getting his butt beat by some giant behemoth looking guy. I'm talking about the guy was huge. And then Jefferson follows him. He goes into there. He starts talking to Lala about it. He tells him, hey, let me get into this fight. Jefferson obviously goes into the fight, doesn't use his powers, and he somehow ends up winning the fight. So that was pretty interesting as well. And then, of course, the ending of the episode, which is the most important part, was basically Lynn goes to have dinner with Tobias Wells. Now, what does that mean moving forward? Who knows? Jefferson shows up, and it kind of ends right there. But it does show that, I feel like the villain of the story, which is Tobias, he still has an upper hand on the Pierce family due to the fact that he knows their secret. He's basically playing chess with them, always one step ahead of them. And Jefferson's not really doing anything about it. He feels at a point where he doesn't want to suit up anymore because he feels like he failed the city, even though he saved the city, and the city is not appreciating him for what he's done. And it's all in his head. We also got to see Gambi. He is now working with the organization that's basically making these new meta stopping weapons, and he took one to study the schematics a bit with the tech guy that he had, that tech kid he had with the green eyes. He found out that weapon can pierce the armor of Black Lightning's suit. So yet another weapon that can destroy a power suit. So there's that. I feel like that's going to be a new trend moving forward. Batwoman had it with the kryptonite, can destroy the bat suit. So now this has for Jefferson. So who knows? Maybe there's going to be one for Supergirl and Superman, which, by the way, tonight is Superman and Lois. I will be doing a review for that as well, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, this episode was fun. Like I said, it wasn't too actiony. We didn't see Black Lightning light up again or anything like that. We just saw Jefferson, going to therapy, dealing with his issues. He lost his best friend. He really doesn't, the city's kind of at a point where it's like no return anymore. He doesn't feel like Black Lightning can do anything about it, but he's trying his best to do what he can as Jefferson Pierce. And I take that as like, okay, this, I feel like this is like kind of like a reversal of Spider-Man 2. Remember in Spider-Man 2, if you've seen that movie where Spider-Man kind of doubted himself at one point and then he started losing his powers, and then when he started believing in himself again, he got his powers back. Kind of in the same vein where Jefferson doesn't want to use his powers because he doubts himself, and something's controlling him back. You know, his family's kind of out of control. You have Lynn testing powers on herself, even when she told him to stop being Black Lightning. And in this episode, she's basically telling him, "Hey, get back into the game." His daughters are doing their own thing as superheroes now, as Thunder and Lightning. So there's that. And Gamby's telling him, "Hey, listen, man, you got to use the suit. You can't just be like using your powers without the suit because you need it." And you know, it's too much for him. So I feel sorry for Jefferson, but I do believe that eventually he's going to suit up again. Something's gonna pull him back in where he has to suit up again. Tobias is playing chess with him right now with the family. Something's gonna go down where he has no choice. But only time would tell. But so far we're only episode 3. But we just have to wait to see what happens with more when it comes around it. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode, and stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good day.